Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
A little bit today. Today we are more in zone. Okay, so 10 minutes have been gone by, so let's just go back and
be very clear on your product.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you won't know how to reach people, how to create that the correct message to attract people to your website.
So we know exactly what I'm doing, what to expect. Yeah.
you don't need to know exactly what you do, what you are doing. You need to know exactly how are you articulating the description of what you will be doing. None of us around this table had a program and then we went to talk about. We start selling our program first, and we work it along the way, and we deliver it after that.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so we concluded we have a smart design, which basically is specific, measurable, achievable, result-oriented, and the time limit plan. Okay? Anyone wants to have more numbers or more discussions?
Well, I'm thinking that if I want to have 10 people in my workshops and I want to have a landing page, I think it almost looks like I have to have close to 2,000 people. So I don't know if that is.
So this is a good question.
Yeah.
This is a good question.
Yeah, because my numbers, I mean, I just kind of made them up, but are they realistic? Are they?
Okay, do you want to throw in your numbers and we can discuss them?
Sure.
Okay,
So
you said you have one here?
yeah, so if I have one there, so I kind of looked at it as what's my reach to the Infusionsoft campaign? How many were interested in my free product or wanting more information? So I put it 450 to 150.
Okay.
Then I offered them a webinar. So how many enrolled in the webinar? 30.
Okay, this will be the clients?
No, it'll be prospect sales.
Okay.
And then how many actually showed up to the webinar, which would be 10.
Actually, this is an excellent point you brought in. This is an excellent point. He said, how many will be interested in my webinar and they sign up 30? How many will really show up will be 10. So, okay, and then out of these 10, one will buy. This is conservative numbers. This is very conservative numbers because the ratios we have been seeing around here, if the webinars is designed right, this can be going to like 30 to 40% conversions. So you may want to look at 3 to 4.
Okay.
Now, how can I make it better? Which I call it optimization. How can you make it better? By getting more people to sign up as a prospects. If I have more people to sign up as a prospects and actually show to the conference or to the webinar, I will increase my chance here. That's right. So when you see these people who come and say, we do Infusionsoft, or we increase the conversion rates here, or we help you optimize better ways, what they are trying to do is they're trying to increase these numbers in between here. They have nothing on the delivery here. If somebody will try to show you a better landing page, he's basically trying to get you a landing page from here to here. It's only this stage. So is it realistic for 30% to sign up and the 10 to show up? How to make it better?
Depends on the time of day you offer it.
So if I offer it every hour using an automated webinar,
Yeah.
I will increase this ratio. That's right. If I offer it, if I send 6 reminders instead of 2 reminders, it will work here.
Okay.
Does it make sense? So when you start at these numbers, no matter they are really good or bad, there is no answer. They are good or bad or whatever. Because if I know somebody really needs the tool, and I just ask them to sign up and attend the webinar, or even ask them right away, I will get this one. Okay. So these numbers are conservative numbers. So coming to what Mariano is saying, if I want to have a landing page here, and I need to have 10 attending my webinar, will I need
10 sales or 10 attending?
10 attending.
10 attending, so 10 will be here for free?
No, 10 attending, 10 paying.
10 paying.
Yeah.
Oh,
fine.
10 paying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I offer the landing page in front of people who know me and who are prospects, I may need here less than 2,000.
But that's what I said, 1,800.
You know?
Yeah. So
No, you may need less,
less.
because if you stand and do your seminar thing, and you send people to the landing page, you may need less than this.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is where the landing page will be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Is it exposed to general who don't know you, or exposed to people who are in the business and they want to get your service?
Where does your 1,800 number fall?
Well, I was thinking.
Are you leads or prospects? Do you know them?
No. So I was seeking more leads.
Are they already knowledgeable of your industry?
If they come from Dr. Bruce Lepton website, yes.
Well, if they come from there, yes.
Okay.
You know. So all of these discussions are I call it healthy discussions, because these discussions can show me why my business is not growing, why is not converging. It doesn't do more than that. Nothing wrong with your program, nothing wrong with my program, nothing wrong with anybody's program. What's wrong is we sat and got upset that we cannot sell and we don't know why. Okay? So, do you have any questions? How do you use this kind of measurements?
What was below Facebook at again? 5 to 93? Facebook up. Right there. Second line. You have 5 less than.
You can share in social media groups. So when I was sharing,
Yeah.
after I reached 93 groups, Facebook blocked me.
Oh.
Facebook blocked you?
Yeah. I ran my very first campaigns basically with no ad. I'll go to different groups, I will share my workshops. And every time I share, I get between 2 to 5 will sign up within the hour. It was very straightforward. We go share in different groups, and every time we share, we had between 2 to 5 people sign up. And this is how we collect the first 100 individuals who came to the very first workshops. Sometimes it's not hard. The difficulty will happen is when you start to want to build it sustainable within 3 to 5 years. Because you will not be able to get all the time the same group. So, and this is what lead to.
But once you establish your reputation, then it's easy.
Not necessary. Not necessary. Because you are always on the hunt for people, and this is actually a good segue to what I'm talking about right now, because Marcel mentioned it in the very beginning. We talked about the channels. So what are the channels do you use to reach this goal? So in a different way to look at it, where these people will come from. So the orange one is actually lead, and then you have an email campaign. Okay? What else you can get them? How you can reach them? So you can have email, like if you would like to have, you can have email lists. So email list, and then you will need what's it called, Infusionsoft or Mailchimp or whatever. What else you can do? You can get them from landing pages.
Associations.
You can get you can do so how you deal with associations?
How do you deal with associations?
Yeah, how you reach the
If you
info.
are a member,
Yeah.
or if
What
you
you
know
do.
people who are members,
So what you do?
you speak.
You
The
gi-
leaders of the association.
So you give a seminar
Yes.
or brown bag lunch
Yeah.
or lunch and learn.
Luncheon. Yes.
So this is called what? One-on-one, in-person invitation.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is a legitimate way. You have the landing page where you can put traffic through the landing page. You get people to sign up. You can buy email lists. These are alternative techniques. What else you can do? You can do the standard one. One-on-one invitation. How you do one-on-one invitation?
Telephone, email.
Telephone is another one. How you do one-on-one invitation? You meet somebody in person in a meetup.
And you invite them.
And
to
you
the
invite-
discovery meeting.
Yeah, so you invite them. It means what? You mentioned good thing. You mentioned discovery meeting, or seminar. Which means before the meetup, I need to do what? I need to plan to have a discovery meetings or plan to have a seminar, that's right? Does it make sense? So when you have one-on-one invitations, you must have a plan for the seminar, which lead to here. One of the tools will be a seminar or discovery meeting. Okay? Does it make sense? So what are the other channels?
Well, social media,
Social media will come to
landing pages.
landing
okay.
pages. So if you want to talk about social media, is one way to create traffic. Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, whatever you call it, it will drive people here. So when you talk about having a website without landing pages, it doesn't make sense. Because they have a website for information only, nobody's signing up, so it doesn't make sense. Nobody cares about websites without landing pages. And you have somebody in this room who they have a very good website and they got good kind of customers on a fairly $1,000 plus products, just coming from an optimized SEO. They got phone calls, and when the phone calls will come, they sign up people for their service. So what else you can do to invite people to your product
Trade shows.
lunch? You can meet them in trade shows. That's right. So trade shows will go under one-on-one invitation. That's right.
They can.
Okay, so you can have here trade shows.
Then printed stuff, flyers, posters.
So you can post flyers. You can mail flyers. before we proceed, do you have to do all of this?
Why not?
They may be too much they may be too much.
Or you can select what works for you.
You can select, and remember when we say when you monitor and it does not work, it means what?
Try something else.
Try something else. Where else come from? Else comes from this list.
This list, yeah.
Okay, so if I don't have a marketing brochures or a marketing flyer for my workshop, and you find it's very hard to invite people because you don't have a piece of paper to show people, what you need to do? You need to go to create the marketing flyers.
That's right.
So when we talk about what are the channels, you should be able to, for each channel, you should be able to
Apply all those rules.
apply this rule, and you should also be able to design the tool to meet the customer expectation at the early stages before they come to customers. So when somebody designing a website and say buy now, if you sell a product of $10, $20, $100, yes, you can buy now. But if you sell an information package or a training package or whatever it is, people cannot buy now. Buy now on your website will basically leading people here.
Yeah.
Okay? You can send people to specific workshop sign up for $100, $200, $300, $500 product because people are learning a little bit. So I'm not saying there is a one way of doing it, but what I'm saying here is if you elect to pick up one of these, you must create the measurement for it. Like I stopped to go to Meetup and stop networking. Why? Because when we went in and applied this one, we found this Meetup is waste of everybody's time. So, and even when I go to a Meetup, there is maybe a specific guy who had access or a contact to many others I want to reach to, this individual. So I go meet him in this Meetup. But I don't go right now in the Meetup and say, you guys can come to these events, because it does not work. It did not work, it will not work, and does not work. So you assess where you can reach your audience first. Many of us will do the mistake by going to events and say, you know what, there will be somebody selling something similar to mine. So I will go to this event and try to oversell the host. And you've seen it all the time. Whenever you have a seminar, you'll always find the other people coming who are selling something exactly similar to yours, and they want to sit in the crowd and they will try to recruit from the crowd. This is a good strategy. This is a good strategy.
No, because
No,
the
it
expert
is.
is in front of the room, so.
Because then it's a competing match.
And people are coming for you or for the one who invited them.
Exactly.
Okay? So sometimes we go sneak in and say, yeah, I went there and nobody wants to buy because people are not in the buying mode. People are not in the buying mode. It takes, if you plan to go and recruit these people from one-on-one meetings and Meetup, you should plan coffee, Meetup, lunch, Meetup, wherever, and then you take them as one-on-one, which will come back to your model, which is basically you will be able to meet these guys on one-on-one. So how long will it take them? How many hours will you spend with all of these people? Again, is the 1 hour delivery. Okay?
Double the time, if not more.
I think it's 1 to 10 to 1 to 20. 20 times the time. It's not even double.
Okay.
Sometimes we have to do it because we don't have any other mean. Like if somebody does not afford to have a landing page, to have a website, if somebody does not afford any of these things, he just really started really on a welfare support. They do it because there is no other ways to doing it. We praise them, we try to push them harder to doing it, okay? But if somebody will be able to do a website and will be able to do a few things, why you don't run your own seminar? Why you don't run your own webinars? Why you don't run your own seminars? And invite people to get to your own seminar.
Okay.
So when you launch your offer, you launch it through a webinar seminar. A combination of both or one of the others. Does it make sense? So you never discount flyers. And I remember 3 years ago, people found about us because we went to all coffee places and we basically post our logo. So our logos people became familiar with our logos. So if you have association or you have a big organization you want to deal with, you can figure out where's the community signages and basically ask your contact if they allow you to advertise your sign in the lunchroom. Okay? Will this get you customers? It will create awareness. That's right. So these are the alternative ways. Which one will you select to start right now?
Pardon me.
Like, can you pick up 2 or 3 of these and say, this is what I want to start right now? So we can discuss them in the next 1 hour. So which one do you want to pick?
Landing pages.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So you can pick up landing pages. Something else somebody wants to?
Association.
And we can talk about association. So if I have a landing page, what this landing page should talk about?
Should talk about what I offer.
Should talk about the benefits and the feature of my offer. The landing page is targeted to who?
The interested people in your offer.
Which will be at which stage?
Would be your target audience.
Can you reach target audience with landing page?
Sorry.
Okay.
It would
So-
be at general.
So yeah, so the landing page will be targeted here. That's right. So the landing page will be targeted here. What is the goal of this landing page? What's the outcome of the landing page?
Capture an email.
So capture an email. So the outcome is for me to get an email address. That's it. The question will be is how can you generate traffic? How will you be able to produce traffic?
Thank you for your time.
No problem.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, lovely meeting you. See you soon.
How is that? How are you generating the traffic? So the idea of the landing page that some people will come in here, they will sign up, and you end up having an email list, an email address.
How do you generate? Well, you could do Facebook ads. You could do.
What's the conversion rate we talked about from here to here?
5% average.
5 to 10%. Okay, 5% average. Okay. So for every 100 here, you anticipate to have
10 email addresses.
5
emails.
email
5.
addresses.
Okay.
Okay. So how can you create the traffic here? Oh, sorry. So how we can increase this ratio?
Increase the traffic.
Or having a better traffic here? How we can increase the ratio? For every 100 we get more than 5.
Right.
By getting a better quality traffic. Getting people who suffer, or we know prior that they have problem with this particular
So we use more targeted audience.
You get better targeted audience. Okay? How we get better targeted audience? By doing targeted advertisement, by going to forums or social media groups or whatever, where we have a better traffic. Does this make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay? So my goal at this stage will be what? How many I should get as emails. This is my whole goal. So my goal will be to reach 400, 500 email list. That's it. If I want to do it through landing pages. So how to create traffic? One way is the free way, which basically sharing it and look at everybody we know to give them a share. And there is always the paid way. So what's the paid way? Is I will run an advertisement, like a Facebook, Google ad. I can run an advertisement. Okay. What is a legitimate target for the email list?
What's the question again?
What is the legitimate target for my email list? What this email list will measure?
The number of signups.
People who are interested in this offer or having this problem, that's right? Because here's the benefits will be around the problem. That's right. So if you remember, we have this graph where this is my offer and this landing page will be one of these ticks. So I will talk more about the problem. Okay? How to increase this percentage from 5 to more? We talk about having better quality traffic. I can also give away a token, like an e-report or an e-book for them to sign up. That's right. Do I need to have my product ready for this landing page to work?
I would say preferably.
You don't need to have a product. You can basically run a landing page right now talking about the problem, but you don't need to have a product. And you can see how many people will be interested into knowing more about solution for these problems. And this will lead to the concept of reselling. So if I plan a launch of a product in 90 days, when should I have my landing page?
No.
Do you have to have anything to have a landing page and running a Facebook ad if you can afford it, telling people about the problems that you will solve in the future?
A little bit of skill, a photo.
We can talk about
stuff, yeah.
we can talk about how the landing page will look like.
But that's it. If you can even use the landing page if you just use an email service like Mailchimp or so.
Yep. So, if we want to talk about how the landing page can be structured, we can talk about how it can be structured. It's not hard. But the point before we go there is This landing page is to collect email addresses. And you can increase the traffic by having a better quality traffic through a free share with different Facebook, LinkedIn groups. And you can increase the conversion rate by adding an e-report or an e-book or whatever or a checklist, whatever people will be downloading. That's right. You can give them a report or a. So, do you need to have your product to have the landing page?
No.
The answer is no. I can have this and I can pre-sell to extract the problem, to extract the people who are interested in my problem. Now, what is the simplest way to do this landing page? You can have a lead magnet, so you can have a hook. You will have the sign up things, and you can have a photo, and you'll have 3 or 4 lines of whatever benefits people will get from downloading your lead magnet. Okay? So what's stopping you guys from going out and doing it?
Just ourselves.
Sorry?
Just ourselves.
Yeah, if you bring your laptop on Saturday, we can show you how it can be done. It's not hard. Like I know people here, individuals here, they do have Infusionsoft and MailChimp and all these kind of other tools, which is, some of them are actually free, up to 2,000 contact. So, what's holding you? Maybe it's holding you to figure out the e-report or the kind of PDF you want to build.
Well, in order to have the landing page up, you should, and I want to send out an e-report, I have to have the e-report ready.
Yeah, so you can create a 6 pages PDF file,
Huh.
which is basically the report or the checklist or whatever. Like if you go to there was one of the courses we have where we talk about all kind of things you can have on landing pages, which is available on the portal online.
What's that? Where?
On the tool online, there was one course where we talked about all kind of things you can put here, like e-report, infograph, so many of them.
Checklist, white paper, video, course, like a.
Yep. And if you don't have a report, you can actually buy a report somewhere between 1 cent to $10 a report, and you can have the rights to sell it as well, or give it for lead magnet.
So the e-report doesn't have to solve the problem.
No, the
It's
e-report
just
will
the
talk
information.
about how big is the problem.
Mm.
We solve the problem where? We solve the problem here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We create awareness of the problem here. And we create potential solutions, and we position ours as a solution. Okay?
So if I want to do an e-report about the problems that exist when your chakras are out of alignment or blocked, so do I also put on there, what the benefits are when they're open, or only talk about the problem?
I believe you must put the benefits when they are open, because many of us don't understand quite well what do you mean when the chakras are blocked,
Mm-hmm.
or the impact of the chakras. So you will demonstrate the solution, but you will not say how you can open them or how you can unblock them.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sense?
You show the result.
Yep.
You talk about the
Yeah.
result. That's the benefit.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
do everything except the how.
Yep. Everything except
Yeah.
now. So, for example, on change management, you should be able to talk about what's the financial losses if people don't give courses on change management.
Right.
if we talk about bookkeeping, we have to talk about what is the potential audits and what is the risk of audits and what are the problems if you don't have your books right. Which is, by the way, all of this information should be available within your own reach, within your own program. Okay? So, how many of you can figure out a hook and a report or a title of a report that people will be interested to download to be able to come as a customers later on? So maybe it can be the top 10 benefits of a change management education that managers don't know about. Maybe it's a top 3 mistakes you do if you don't have good bookkeeping. And if you go back to the material we have in back October, we hand in a template of different titles, that's right, power titles and different titles.
Yeah, I don't know, I looked at it the other day, I couldn't find it anymore.
Yeah. We had the different recommended, like 3,000 titles of different things.
Was that before I started?
I
So I
don't
can
remember.
remember that
I don't remember. But I do have this material. Like if you reach out to me, I can send you. I can
yeah, because I'm struggling with getting a title for it.
The top, whatever it challenges, number it challenges, it's an attractive title. People buy on pain.
Mm-hmm.
So if your report will be painful, if your title will be painful, it will be one of those which can have different lead. There's also one more thing. Any more questions do you guys have here for the landing pages? Okay. I do have also one thing to share. We talk about A/B testing. What's A/B testing? Yes. What's an A/B testing?
Two different messages.
Yes. So A/B testing means I will put 2 different landing pages and I will see which one will get more customers. Okay? So if I know Claudie like the pleasure side and I like the pain side. So if you want to test it, you may want to start with a report name, the top 3 mistakes every manager is doing, or the top losses, 3 losses you will come and say, no, I don't like that. I like to say the benefits of a change management. You know what? The tool allow up to 2,000 email for free. And you host this landing page where? On your website, which basically the hosting is included for free. Or you already paid it. So you can basically put 2 different pages with the 2 different messages. And share in one week, share one. In the other week, share another one. Or share them in 2 different venues. And see how many visitors will come and how many people will be able to download that.
What would be 2 different venues?
Sorry?
What would be 2 different venues?
Like 2 different groups on LinkedIn, 2 different groups on Facebook. You run one this week and one next week. Just, you may want to run both at the same time, I don't know, but basically,
In different places.
Different
LinkedIn,
places.
Facebook, website.
yeah. And see how many visitors will come to it. And by the way, number of people who will see your post on Facebook, you can get this information. Number of people who will see your post on LinkedIn, you can get this information. Number of people who will click a sophisticated plugin can get you this number of all of this information. There are ways right now to get all of this information. Where people will open, where people will click. There's ways to get this information if you are interested. But my point is, if you host your own website and you want to run this landing page, it shouldn't be a difficult thing. because you already have your website. If you want to share it, you can share it for free, or you can share it with paid ad. Paid ad means you need to devote what? You need to put some
Money into it.
money,
You
okay?
pay for it.
You need to pay for it. So paid ad will means you need to have a budget to it. Okay? So when we go back here, the landing page will be in this area. Just to give you enough time to you can take notes. So. So we are right now, just to recap, we are right now in the channel or the scenario of a landing page. Okay? So just to recap. So we have a landing page. How can we generate the traffic? We can say we can share it for free. We can have a paid way. What's the third way? To tell people when you go to Meetup, tell them here is the address of the page. Will this be good or bad? Okay, I don't know. But we sometimes have a landing page and you don't tell people just to go sign up. So if you want to tell people to how to sign up,
You could give them a card with a QR code on it.
beautiful. So you need to have the tool. The tool will be what? A card or a sheet of paper has the URL on it. What's the treat? The treat is the actual report. That's right. Because we said you need to tell them tools and treat. So if in my plan to go around and to collect sign up to my landing page, which is already online, but in person, there is nothing wrong. You know what? Here is my
Card.
it can be a blank card, but here is the URL. Would you mind go there and sign up?
Yeah.
Okay? Can you print this address on your printer, or you come to one of our printer here and then you can cut the paper? Can you do that? Does it cost you any money? Not significant, right? So there is no excuse if you have a landing page that you cannot send the information out. People like when you have a customers coming to your office, you can also have a card in front of you. You can send emails to your mailing list if you have customers right now. You can tell your friends that you have this, you're giving out this report. You guys, please go and sign up for this report. What's holding you from doing it? Okay?
Awareness.
You are now aware of it.
Now I am. That's
Okay.
why I come here. To
So-
gather awareness.
So let's talk about the process after that. What is my goal? Is my goal to do the landing page? No. My goal is to create cash here.
Yeah.
So if my landing page is in this area, and why I market lead including, because if I see somebody in person interested, I say, oh, go sign up for this report. That's right. So he's a lead. How I will get people to the other stages? What are the ways?
Follow-up email campaign.
Okay? What are the ways? All what I have from these people is their email.
So drip campaign.
So how I connect with them? Via email. Can I have their phone number?
Invite them for one-on-one, or
If you have their email, so the question, can you have their phone number here?
It reduces the conversion rate.
If I give them a better token? Okay, so let's just put everybody into perspective. The perspective right now is people will put their email, name and email, first name and email, or only email. Or maybe somebody will come and say email and name, email, and phone number. First name. What is the difficulties of ask, or what are the criteria? What are the discussions about having email and phone number? So one of the input is what exactly Marcel said. It will reduce their conversion rate, because not everybody would like to have their email, their phone numbers. However, if I give a 40-page ebook, will this make only those and only those who are really interested, who will be a better quality leads for me to download this book?
Of course.
Okay? So, although you are right, but you can also consider some other factor.
I could stagger it, right? I have the first sign up just with the email, and then I offer a second lead magnet with putting in more information.
You can do it in this way. But before we want to move to this, I want to just highlight one thing. How can I verify that the phone number is correct?
you use it, you call.
Or you send them a text message.
Huh?
So you will deliver the ebook using a text message.
Oh, yeah.
Providing the phone number is a cell.
But this is one of the inclined assumptions right now. That everybody phone number is a cell number. And to be honest with you, sometimes I try to send messages back and they send me is a landing line. I ask myself, does really people still using landing line other than fax numbers? Because
My wife uses a landline. She refuses to use the cell.
there is a good class, and if you work with seniors, you most likely they will not have cell phones.
Yeah.
Okay?
I still have a landline.
You know.
You still have a lot of money. Yeah.
I have it, I do too.
But these are the criteria, and these all are healthy discussion around having a phone number. Okay?
Is it a cell number or landline? Yeah.
It should be usually it should be usually people expect to be a cell number, because 90% of people using this landing page will be where?
On the phone.
Online.
On mobile phones. There's very few percentage of people using actually this landing line. This is on the regular computers.
And that's where the descriptor should say mobile or something like that.
Yep.
So that they automatically don't put in their landline.
Yep. However, majority of us will be using the phones right now. This is the statistic shows that. So having a mobile or a landline, this is another argument. I'm not saying is right or wrong. What I'm saying is there are people actually who give you a survey or like a desk assessment. Like Tony Robbins will give you a desk assessment and will ask you for even your home address or your mailing address. So all of these are legitimate requests. How do we know it converts or not? Through test. Okay? And there is nobody on this earth will have the knowledge it works or not. So if I have your email, not your phone number, so I will get from here email connections. So I have to have a tool to be able to send you multiple emails. Till a point here where I can get engaged in person. How do I get engaged with you in a person?
Invitation.
Invitation to what?
To me.
To a seminar, or to one-on-one meeting, or to a strategy session.
Mm.
Or seminar means a free talk. or a free lunch and learn, or whatever. So if you want to launch the product in this way, you have to be able to understand these particular points, and you have to plan it. What I like about what Mike said, he said, here they will have a webinar. And when they have a webinar and they sign up for the webinar, I can sell them the online product. What this leads to, 100% automation. It should, okay? At a certain point, it should be 100% automation. But doing so, you are basically discounting all the other techniques. So can you run a seminar in person to sell the online tool, the online course? Yes, you can, if you elect to. Do you want to do it based on your time and your effort? Okay? Does it make sense? So for each one of these, you must have targets. If I have one-on-one invitation, how many do you need to meet? And where will you meet them? So many of us will go to these different events and meet different individuals and then give them invitations. So how many events will you go? How many do you want to meet? How many do you want to talk to? You have to factor this in.
That's a time-consuming way.
If you sell a $50,000 solutions and you get 4 people out of 8, it's not a consuming way. But if you sell a $97 solutions, it's big use of your time. So it's function of what you sell, but you should consider it as alternative. One question usually I got to be asked is my message correct? Or my message is the right message? I cannot tell you is the right message or not. What you can do is you craft the message, go into the one-on-one invitation, and practice your message. And what will happen there?
We'll get results.
You get feedback
Feedback.
immediately. So when we talk about benefits and features, you will not build it and they will not come. So what you should do is once you have the benefits crafted right, go to different meetups or different networking events and tell people your message. And at the end, ask them for what? For feedback. What do you think about my message? Do you like this message? And collect this feedback. It's your choice to change your message or not. It's not anybody's choice. Sometimes we get into situation people say, oh, we want to do like 6, is it really 6 sessions online or 10 sessions online? Design 6 sessions online. Design 10 sessions online. Go talk to people in the networking events. Get their feedback. Collect enough feedback and then decide if you want to incorporate it or not. I understand that sometimes when you listen to people, you have to make sure you listen to the right individuals. I agree with you. However, in these occasions, you are blind. You want to seek clarity. You seek clarity by sharing it. Say, this is what I'm offering. Okay? It's clarity by sharing it. So if you want to focus on the landing page, you must have a tool to manage email invitations. And there are ways to run tools like Google Mail, Gmail, and Yahoo Mail and this stuff. There are ways to run these invitations. By basically people respond, you immediately send them the invitation to something else. Is it a better tool? No. Because it's only one step. But in the time where you don't have a tool, It can show you a few things. Not everybody must spend $300 or $500 a month on email tool.
If you spend that, you want to have some results.
Yeah, when you spend that,
You gotta pay for itself.
yeah, it will pay for itself. If you get such tools, it will pay for yourself. Because you can actually, once you put the tool into function, it will pay for itself. Because what will be happening is the tool will manage only this here. So what's happening now is you don't have the tools. So because you don't have the tools, you basically ignore this part. We don't have association. Majority of us don't have association. So we deal basically with invitations. We may call people on the phone. We may post flyers. So immediately by having this tool, you basically have a different world to explore, which more here than half of the effort or 1/3 of the effort. So for sure, if you incorporate this, you will have it. Okay? Any more questions on how you on landing pages?
That's pretty doing good, I think.
Any more questions on landing pages?
So it's so I don't have Infusionsoft. So can I manage to start off with Mailchimp?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Mailchimp has a tool. What's the other tools? SendLane has a tool. Mailchimp. What other ones?
I don't know if there's any other. MailChimp's more of a free version or a low cost version. And then the other ones are
Constant contact too, yeah.
and Aweber.
And
Send mail.
SendLane.
Yeah, SendLane.
SendLane. So all of these will have like 1,000 to 2,000 contact for free, and then you pay a premium. What we found out is the minute you start to have these tools at we have now 50,000 contacts, Infusionsoft will become at the cheaper level. If you even have 10,000 contacts, how many contacts do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
Just my client list, about 250.
No. How many is the limit? How big is your package?
I don't know.
5,000? 10,000?
It's about 125 Canadian a month.
Yeah. But how many contacts you can have in your?
I don't know if there's a limit.
That's for Infusionsoft.
Yeah.
It's only 125.
Yeah, there's a scaled down version that doesn't have any e-commerce in it at all.
Okay.
So it's
But it
great.
will have like 5,000 contact or 10,000 contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not there, so it's not an issue at this
Yeah.
point.
So what I'm saying is a free tool or a tool with 1,000 to 2,000, you can start there. And the minute you start to scale up, you will figure out there are so many tools you can buy and there's so many things you can be done. Okay? How can I create a landing page without anybody helping me? Each one of you know how to use Microsoft Word? Do you know how to use Microsoft Word?
To some extent.
Okay, there is something there which called save it as HTML. Okay,
Yeah?
you can build the whole site, the whole page as a Microsoft page, and just create it as HTML, save it as HTML. Infusionsoft will have a tool for it. Mailchimp and Aweber will have a tool for it. But if somebody does not have a tool, you know how to write Microsoft Word files, you can basically put it in Microsoft Word. Is that it can be done. Nothing should stop you from having a landing page. But believe me, if you have a website and it's built, you'll have more access to more expertise in that. My role is to make it like showing you that nothing should stop you. How you get feedback for the landing page early on? Sending it to me, our close friends, everybody around the table, just for their feedback. It will help. You should not slow down. And we answer the question, when should you have the landing page?
Now,
When you start to think about the launching of the product. Okay. Okay. Any more discussions or any more questions on landing page? Any more questions on landing pages? Okay. So the other,
So you said you can create it in HTML, but what about the capture?
it will be, the tool will give you to embed it there once you create
Okay.
it. Yeah. So the tool will give you. I just like, it bugs me so many times that, you know what, it's so simple, but people don't understand that it's very simple.
Simple to you, but I mean.
It's not to me. Everybody can write a Word document. Make a page and there is a save as HTML. That's it.
Yeah, but then there's the capture portion of the.
It will
email
come from
here.
the tool. The tool will the minute you start to step into how to load it,
Okay.
you will find the information.
Okay.
You know,
But it's exactly that. It's not broken down into the steps, how you can do this. And if you don't know the single steps, that you even can do it with a Word document, then this is what's holding people back too.
yeah,
For process people, it's very important to know all those steps, right?
I know, I know. But my point is, it should, like, if you have the will and you start the steps, and you get stuck because you started as a way, you already started the movement, you will get help. You'll be able to find the help. People will just say, "Oh,
Click the help button.
you can call me. I can help." You know? So
Every journey starts.
let's.
with first step.
I believe we covered enough around the landing page. Do you wanna reach a little bit? Talk about the association reach, or which one you wanna?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. So we want to talk about association or group. So what is the biggest challenge in associations?
Getting in there.
Why getting there? They have a phone number, so why getting there is the
No,
biggest.
what I mean by getting in there is inviting yourself to do a seminar or a presentation of an offer. Who to talk to in the association, the head of the association, probably.
By the way, the head of the association is not the right guy. So I get into 3 or 4 associations by making a very simple phone call to a random number in the association, and I said I want to do 1, 2, 3. Who should I talk to? So they give me the right contacts, and I remember one of them. They said, "Oh, we don't have any spots till 2018." And in 3 weeks later, they called me up, and I was like within 5th week on their stage, because basically somebody else cancelled. Okay, so I was lucky. The biggest challenge in associations, in my opinion, is
Credibility.
how to build credibility before you go to the association. So, because technically or tactically, what tactic you want to use, or what are the technical approach, or what are the tactics, you can basically send the letter, okay?
In other words, what positive contribution can you make?
Sorry?
What contribution can you make to the group that's going to be attractive?
And this comes from your credibility, but what tactically or technically, how you can approach them? What's the tactic? There's only one tactic. You will send a letter plus a phone call. Is there any other ways to reach out to the association other than this? Maybe meeting them in person. Is there any other ways?
To a member of the association.
Yeah, but you end up making a letter, introducing yourself with a letter, or making a phone call,
Mm-hmm.
or meeting them in an event or whatever. Is there any other ways?
No.
No. In my understanding, the biggest challenge is your credibility. Are you credible to offer this offer? How can you speak to your credibility? By having a because everybody now is searching who.
That's where you go. Website. What does this guy got to say?
Okay.
What's this company about?
I was actually interviewed for something few months ago, or more than a year now, and somebody pointed out the following. They said, "Yeah, we found your CV online." I said, "Yeah, because I have nothing to hide. It's not made for you. This is me real." I was so happy saying so. But this is interesting. Like, everybody's trying to show off around their friends, and these are communities where internet is not even part of their life. But you will find those who are trying to interview you, trying to show off against others. They come and say, "Yeah, this guy, yeah, we found you online." Yeah, yeah, I know. It's my business to be online, you know. But I don't say that. I don't offend them. You get it. Now, the minute they did not say any negative things about me after they found me online, I know they did not do enough search about me, because each one of us has a negative stuff about them online, okay? Anyway, so you have to consider having a strong online presence before approaching an association. And this is unfortunately one of the requirements right now. Unfortunately, it's not an official requirement, but the younger the generations you are talking to, the more you are subject to this kind of research. If you deal with seniors, you are safe, because the seniors don't know how to use their phones, which is awesome. So people who are giving no, I'm not. You guys are not seniors, okay? I'm just talking about the next stage. So if your target market is people like in 60, 70, 80, 90, or majority of these people do not have passion, and they don't know. Like I always use my mom as an example. Like, if we call her on Messenger, and we don't really terminate the call, her phone will be still on, and she doesn't know how to close the phone. So she will shut down the phone, or she will let the phone die, and then she will charge her phone. Then this is how 76 years old is dealing there. Okay, she can see us on Facebook, which is great, but she cannot do any interaction because she doesn't know how. You know, like. And sometimes we get this random emojis from her. So I call her. She said, "No, I was just playing with the phone." So it got me worried, because I don't know, when she plays with the phone, who else she's talking to. She also only can play with them, like very few things. So if you don't serve this exclusive people, you are subject for the checks online. Okay. So you may want to consider having a strong online presence, talking about your program first. And how long will it take you to design a website with these clues? It should be less than 6 weeks, because if you apply the 100 questions I give it to you guys before Christmas, you should have an idea what exactly will go to your website. It shouldn't be 3 to 4 weeks to get a website up and running. 6 weeks. If you need help, it may be a little bit longer, but you should have something. Now, what else can contribute to your credibility? What else you can send?
Testimonial.
Media kit.
You can send a media kit. And the media kit, part of it is the testimonials. Because I cannot just send you testimonials. It must have a contest. It must have a flow of information where testimonials will fit. That's right. So when I send an invitation letters, I can list the testimonials there, or I can send a media kit. I can also send you a book. I can send you my book. That's right.
No, the media kit, I'm not familiar with that. I haven't heard that term before.
I will explain it in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So I can send also my book. You can send your own book. Why it's important in leadership area to send your own book?
Gotta have a book in the first place anyway.
But why in leadership in particular you must send a book? Because who is the godfather of leadership?
The Godfather?
Yeah, who is
Of
the leadership trainer?
I know what you're
It's either
talking
Proctor or
about.
Tony Robbins.
No, no,
Stephen Covey?
no,
No.
no.
The name. I
Leadership.
have the name on
Yeah.
my tongue and it's
Yeah.
just not coming.
I actually missed it right now.
Yeah, he's
John
got,
Maxwell.
He's got Maxwell. That's
Is
it,
John-
John
yeah.
Maxwell.
Leadership, John Maxwell. How
Yeah.
many books does he have?
Oh my goodness, 66, 67, I don't know.
Yeah, he has 60 plus books, 67.
60 plus, yeah.
Yeah.
I have several of them.
Okay. So, in the leadership domain,
John Maxwell.
so if I want to compete locally against John Maxwell, what should I do?
Well, you better read his books and make sure that your material is not in his books, or you can
So,
Equal
you
his
are
knowledge.
in competition with people who do have books. Okay? So, if you send somebody a book, do you believe a CEO will read your book?
if it's
Nope.
if it
He doesn't have the
increases-
time. He doesn't have the time. The answer here is no.
Doesn't want to. Okay.
Nobody will read the book. However, if he wants to sell you to his crew, what he will say? What about hiring this guy? Oh yeah, he sent me his book here.
Yeah. Send the book to the HR people.
So having books, nobody has time to read books. The statistics showed that people up to 55 years old, from 30 to 55 years old, they read 12 books per year, one book a month. People who are 65 plus, they read 13 books per year. So if you are actually sending somebody a book, they will not read more than the book summary. So make sure the grammar in the book summary is correct. That's it. That's it. However, if you give them the book, it means what?
It's your
Credibility.
authority.
Authority, and also you give them
Credibility.
a favor. You give them a special treat. And that's why if we run this business to scale up right, you must have 1, 2, 3, 4 books. And I told you before, I showed you the formula. You can actually record your books on audio. You can take the MP3 file, send them to our website. It will become text. You can put it through Grammarly. It will check the grammar. You can do the format for it, and you never read your book. And you can put it on Amazon, and then you can publish your book without reading the book.
Mm-hmm.
If people are serious about it, they do it in this way. If you are recording courses online, it's the same way. How you get the content for your course? 10 sessions, 2-3 hours each, or 1 hour each. So each one of these 10 sessions can be a chapter in a book. If you record the sessions, you put them as MP3 files, you get them as text, you will have the draft for the script of your book. If you have somewhere between $3,000 to $20,000, you can get a human to read your script. If you don't have the money, you can, as I said, you can basically have a book. I'm not recommending of doing it in the other way, but I'm just showing it you. It can happen. If you want to do it, it can happen.
Well, like you're getting a human to read your book.
Okay? Yeah, so you can get humans to read your book, and you can get people to read your script.
Do you know any humans who read books?
Sorry?
Do you know any humans who read books?
No, I know humans who can read books. Okay? So one of the associations will be the credibility.
Got it.
Okay? Now, what is the media kit?
Yeah.
So the media kit, it's a license for you to be able to talk about yourself. So when I send you an invitation letter, I cannot brag too much about myself. because I'm inviting you, or I'm sending an invitation or a introduction letter. That's I would express my, let's call it expression of interest. That's right. I'm here to express my interest into offering your guys this particular
Product.
workshops or training. I'm listing the benefits. I'm listing the what they will get, which is the features. Do I put the price there? No. At this stage, that's right. So if I go back to my interesting model, so if I'm going back here, I will send here letter of interest or expression of interest. That's right. Now, where in the letter of interest I can talk a lot about me? Where in the expression of interest I can show them a video of me? I can't. So I can create what we call it media kit. What the media kit will do is it will feature me as speaker or as facilitator. That's right. It can include lots of photos and it can include testimonials about me or about the program. It can also include flyers for them to share with others. That's right. So if I send you the information and I send you the letter and I come and say, you know what, guys, I am here including my media kit. There are few flyers inside. Please share these flyers in your employee meeting rooms. So the media kit, it's a license for you to brag more about yourself. Okay? It needs to be done well. It needs to have nice photos. It needs to have the nice write-up. Can you do it yourself? Definitely yes. Is it recommended to do it yourself? If you don't have resources, yes. If you have a little bit of resources, you can have a concept and talk to somebody of doing it for you.
Isn't it just a bio and a picture?
It can be more. It can be, you can actually have testimonials. You can also have links to video clips if you like.
Okay.
You can also talk about what else do you offer in your organization. You can also have a flyers where they can post to advertise for your own workshops inside their employee meeting rooms. It can also have invitations or card invitation. It can have so many. Like Media Kit, it's a license to add interesting bragging about what are you offering.
To advertise stuff.
Yeah, and you can decide how deep and how you can do it. There's also inside the media kit you can actually put a sample of your terms and conditions. Like some people will have, some people have this idea where they want to say, oh yeah, you know what, we have a terms and conditions that we cannot actually, we have to let people know up front. So people are not ready to buy, so why do you want to have terms and conditions now? But there are people who have this kind of philosophy in their brain. So for those, what we say is, it's okay, if you want to do it in this way, you can. Just add your terms and conditions inside your media kit. So media kit is an extra thing where you can do unlimited number of things. Unlimited number of things.
So your media kit is on your landing page. To some extent, some parts of it.
Some part of it is actually my website. So my media kit will include a few things. I do have media kits for each one of my books. And as funny as it sounds, at the end it has a signing sheet. so people actually can purchase my book at the end. So you can also in the media kit, you can have an announcement sheet. You are announcing this particular workshop, that's right. When we come after lunch, we'll talk about what are the tools of launching. So you can have announcement. You can have a schedule of, like if you are doing this workshop on a regular basis, and you want people to know that this are on a regular basis, right? So where you will put the schedule of your future workshops?
Yeah, right there.
In the media kit. So media kit is a license to have from one page, single side. Don't make it 20 pages, but you can also in the media kit provide them with logos and the photos of you. They can use it for their internal advertisement. Because some of them would like to build their own custom ads for local distribution.
And make my service available.
Yeah. So I used it before and I sent it to somebody. I said, yeah, here is my access for different resolutions of my logos and different resolutions of my photos, and here is my bio, and here is my longer bio, and this is like, I believe I have like 300 letter bio, 500 and 1,000. And the guys came to me and said, you know what? It's too much. What we want is 1, 2, 3. Can you do it for us? I said, yeah, great. I want to do it. Because if you do it for them and you know who are they, you'll do it better than what they do it internally. Because usually this secretary of somebody who doesn't know anything, just maybe have barely a high school degree, sometimes a social science or a public works degree, and she has nothing to do with anything, but for unknown reason, she's the one who's putting this material together. So everything she's doing, it doesn't make sense. Like I was dealing with somebody 3-4 weeks ago, and they said they will pay my cost. So I sent them the information. So that's funny. I went in there and I said, okay, so how to cover my cost? They said, yeah, you have this. Oh, don't worry about it. Sign here in this form. So I signed on 2 blank forms. Okay.
Blank forms.
Yeah, like I didn't even write my name, my address, anything. And when you fly back, send us a copy of all your receipts, and we will get you. So what they do is they pay you money, and then they will cover your expenses. Usually you come and say, we'll give you like $5,000 or $1,000 or whatever number, which include your expenses. But in this particular stage, they said, no, we'll give you that much money for a day, and all your expenses will be covered. So I said, okay, so how to cover my expenses? Is there a form, a claim form? They said, yeah. Here is the forms. I have 2 forms. You just sign here and date. So I signed and date. And I never say no. Okay, somebody trying to get you money will say no. Signed and date. I didn't put any information anywhere. No my name, no address, nothing. And then I flew in. I take photos of all my receipts for like dinners and all my stuff, and they were paying the hotels directly and stuff like that. And I sent an email back saying, here is all my receipts. And that's it. I didn't get any feedback. I had to make 2 phone calls to confirm that the lady received my email. And she said, yes, I received your email and I submitted the form and you should expect the money in 3 weeks. I said, okay. So this individual who was handling all of this communication, she does not have any sense of communication. It's just because she works for the government, she has the job. That's it. Like every time I send her an email, I have to follow up with a phone call. Did you receive my email? Like I send her an email with an action. Can you recommend, can you do this for me? 2-3 days, no answer. You make a phone call, oh, I called, I got her, the one next to her on the desk, and she said, yeah, she got the email and she was talking to us and she's working on it. So why you basically don't acknowledge that she received the email? Very simple, reply. But some of them don't have this. So what happened is when I send this kind of media kit, I send everything I looked very organized. I have whatever they need. And then what happened? They came back and said, would you mind if you will do the internal advertisement? So we did it for them. And we end up being there and doing the talk. Okay? So this is what is the media kit about. It also, you must, if you have a media kit, you should on the very top here write media kit. So people will know that you have a media kit. The question I have for you now, you know what's media kit about. If somebody will send you a request with a media kit, it shows what from your side?
Authority, credibility.
And he's a professional and has been doing it before. And it's just a standard way of doing business. So is he a little business or he's a big business? Okay? So for anything you do, especially books, you must have a media kit. If you do workshops, you must have a media kit. If you want to do any conversation, you should have a media kit.
And the media kit should be posted on a landing page.
No, posted on your website.
On the website.
On your website. Part of it or majority of it will be posted on your website. As a matter of fact, if you want to connect with Speaker Bureau or some people to be as a speaker in their event, you send an email and you'll find yourself you need to send the link for your media kit. So the minute you have the media kit, you can convert it to a PDF version, upload it to your website, and the minute you have that, you are basically making their life easy. So you will find you eventually on your website, you will have a special tab called Media Kit. If your business is to provide service and to go to speak in front of others. So on my speaker's website, I will have my own media kit. It can have a little bit of video, it can have your message, your philosophy. Like this is beyond the bio. So if I want to have my message, my philosophy, if I want to force people to come to see me online and speak to them for like 3 minutes, what's your own definition of change management? People say, oh, this young kid has or this young man has his own definition. Let's see his own definition of change management. That's it. They will go there, they will watch it. So this media kit, as I said, is a license to add more value. And you'll be professionally looking. How long will it take you to make a media kit? I don't think it will take you longer. Because you already have do you have your digital photos? That's right. You have your own digital photos. You have some material here and there. So all what you need to know is you need to put together a media kit. You have already your bio. You have already your messages. You have some testimonials. That's right. So putting a media kit is not it's not a big deal. It's just you need to focus your effort. I need to produce what.
And display it as a media kit.
And display it as a media kit. Okay? Any more questions?
So, should that be a one-page flyer, or it should be?
It can be up to 20 pages. It can also include links to websites. It can include some testimonies, function of what you do. So maybe it's not relevant to the business you are doing it in the next 3 months. It will be more relevant if you want to get people to.
I was thinking in his case, though.
In his case, it will be much longer than 1 page because would
you do a picture with a bio surrounding it and the company name across the top?
Yeah, you do something like that, and then you will have testimonials.
Or would you do a glossy print and do it two-sided?
You can, and then you put resources, you put his mission, you put his philosophy. You can also put standard schedule for whatever courses he's offering, all he's offering. You can put a page on his books. You can build as many as you want. but it's a license for that.
Right.
And you should also link them to your website, so they can download the media kit and the photos from your website. Okay. In other businesses, if you don't want to be hired as a speaker or as a coach or as a facilitator to other people, you will not need a media kit. Okay? Does it make sense? So reaching an association or reaching a group of people, you need to have a letter of interest, LOI, expression of interest. You will basically follow up with a phone call. You may have meetings, and what you need to send is a media kit. If you have a book, you can send it to create some credibility. And it's always recommended once you can have a strong online presence.
Well, so for in March I will be certified to speak to teach Psyche as a course to holistic nurses. So should I have a page specifically for them on my website?
Yep.
So.
Yep. You must have, if you are certified as a coach for a specific, you must have a specific page for that. Okay?
Yeah.
Any more questions?
The list is getting longer and longer.
Don't get overwhelmed. Just do one or two of them.
Yeah.
If you don't even do anything of the list, you know what? You now have awareness of what's out there can be done. So if it does not work for you, you don't complain. You know now what are the alternatives. My role is to create awareness of what can be done. It's your choice. You want to do it yourself, you want to pay somebody of doing it, you want to me engage in doing it together, it doesn't matter.
I hear you say you have different websites.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I do have more than 17 personal websites.
you have 17 websites.
Yes.
Representing 17 different parts of you.
No, representing me only. And this is how I control.
Or presenting you as a speaker, presenting you as a
As a speaker, professor, trainer, that's it.
all of them.
Yep.
Why 17? Why different websites?
Because I want to shake and I want to be in control of my online presence. So I did this and I became the mainstream of Google in 6 days. And there are copies and there are different copies of the same thing.
Just modified.
Okay, and I do have links and outside links in so many but I'm different because I do have 400 technical paper. I do have media and coverage in more than 60 TV channels. So I go there and I link back to my website and I link to those. So that's how, without SEO, I was able to create to be the mainstream of my name. I am the brand of my name. That's it. So whenever I go, if I'm going to places overseas, I will tweak something within 2-3 weeks before I reach out there. When they search me over there, they will find me, nobody else. So that's why when people talk to me, I said, no, you don't need to have an SEO. You don't need to have a website. You need to have a strategy, what you want to do. If you want to, when people search your name to be the brand on Google, it can be done, and there is no SEO company will do it for you. But you must be ready to either buy or write 50 to 100 blog and organize how they come automatically. But I have to tell you one thing as well, to be honest with you. When I had somebody was managing it for me, everybody gave me a phone call because the IFTT went nuts. Because the way I was doing things is not the standard as the book is doing it. So when I get somebody to manage my social media presence, they did something really wrong, which is screw up everything. So I got so many messages because they said there are tools now are pinging and sending wrong information out because these guys actually removed some web pages which is they should not remove. So the way I'm doing things are different than the standard market. So that's why when you search my name, you will only find me. And the question is it good? Because people will search business. My business is coaching people and training people and working for people. So anybody will come for me. They will not come because there is nobody buying business coaches online. And when people trying to figure out who are the business coaches around, they usually will search your name first to figure out that you are there. So in the line of business I'm doing it, this is the easiest way. So I don't to go and say, I am selling accounting, and when people look at accounting, they come to me. Or business coaching, they come to me. When they know me, they want to know more about me, they can search me. So that's why I needed so many of these. Some of them are active live, like maybe 4 or 6 are active. The others are not active. They are on the back to push some search engine submissions. So not all of them will have content available for human to see. Some of them will have just back tools, and they have some software, some code in the front to do something different. So don't get overwhelmed. I spent 20 some years in this area. Okay. From 1995, I'm in this area. So
it's not something that happened overnight.
Within 6 days to a couple of weeks, if you have the setup right, you can become the brand of your name. When people can search, they find everything about you. But it takes some effort in putting all the material, especially for people who did not have like TV interviews or online media or any of these things. One thing to share with you about the online presence. So for example, I was interviewed by Business in Calgary magazine, and I was on their YouTube channel. 2014. 2016, I was removed from there. So if you have some content online with somebody else's videos hosting you on their channels, please download it. Download it locally and put it inside your own YouTube. Because with the time moving on, you will lose lots of this content. Because these companies will hire different web developers, different social media people, and they will basically, the new guys will wipe the old stuff, and they want to put their own new things. So if you have any of these magazines, articles, whatever, take a snapshot, record it, save it as a PDF, download the audios, download the videos locally, and talk to me. I can show you where you can host it so it can keep the story going on. Till today, people can find my website on University of Calgary website. I am outside University of Calgary since 2008. There is a way of doing it in this way. So this whole online presence and internet, if you know what you want to do, there is a way of doing it. Okay? Any more questions? Can we break for lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.